Well, hello everyone, TheOntarioGardener here, back with a brand new game called Craftomation 101. Similar to Autonauts, way programming works. We're just going to jump right into it, and we can kind of talk as we go. Right now, at the time of the recording, there's a open playtest. Now we are in down here 0.64.3 pre-alpha unstable playtest 0.415. This is my FPS, which is at 60, which is what you want it to be at, or a little higher. But anyway, yeah, it's a game about using bots. Whoa, the silly. You have Whoa, the skinny. You have Whoa, the calm. And I think they're named all Whoa for some reason. It just says storage. I don't know. But as you can see, there's lots of things to uncover, like copper, a brewery, sulfur, ice, soil. This is, I think, just frozen, I don't know, something you can't access. There's stone down here. There's iron. So basically, you have your iron here. You have stone here. You have soil here. You have ice here, and then you have coal here. And those are your bait. And you also have stone here, and then you have copper up here. And there's also something over here, I think, called a brewery. I don't know how you access any of that. And there's coal up there. So the idea of the game is you need to keep your planet warm, basically. So we're just going to jump into it. You have to kind of follow the little bit of a tutorial somewhat in the beginning to show you how to do basic things. Basically, you click on these and then you get two out there. You combine two, gives you a spark, and then you add coal to that to give you fire, and then you got to feed fire, well, to this thing, which is your ship, to thaw it out, and you'll see what happens. You get a bonfire, and bonfires are what keep things warm. So basically, now we have to make fire again. So you do two of these together, and you combine it with this, and you go to there. And the way it works is that these things need fuel. Right now it says 0, and they tick down pretty quickly. I'm not sure if it's maybe a minute or something per coal or something like that. And you're going to give you bodies, and you're also giving you other things. You combine these two to give you a CraftoMate, or I guess is what you would call them. And for some reason, oh yeah, you got to keep doing the tutorial until it tells you to stop doing the tutorial. Basically, you combine a stone and a coal to give you a coal brick, and that's what you feed these guys. They'll eat next to anything, but the coal bricks will give you, I think it's 25% power. We're at 75%, now we're at 100%. So now it says follow the on-screen instructions. I'm going to move this out of the way because we just kind of blew that. To create your first program. So I'm just going to skip that because I've played this a little bit before. So the idea is you need to keep these things, which your bonfires fed with fire, basically. And you want to use your bots efficiently. So basically what you do is you click on them, and in the beginning, you have this setup here. It automatically does this for you on the first one. You have some commands over here. You get more commands as you kind of level up, and basically you go to point, which is you tell it to go somewhere. You find and pick, which means it'll search a certain area or an area to find what you need. Pick from is picking from a location or a storage box. Drop to, same thing. Combine is combining what it has in its hands. To idle, basically it'll do it until this is finished, and then idle will go back to here. It'll do the thing again. And drop to storage is just to putting any sort to any sort of storage, which is exactly kind of what you want. So this one here is not is dropping it to the bonfire. So then you click on where it's supposed to be, and then you basically hit execute program, and then you unpause it, and it'll go and do its thing. Now, the way the bots work, it'll always grab something with its right hand, which is on this side, and it will always switch it to the left hand if it's picking up something else. And as you see, what's happening is this is going to do this indefinitely until it runs out of power. Later on, you can program these guys to actually eat, which that comes later. Now, the way this is working is you're basically heating up. It's warm right now. You're heating up your area enough, basically, to thaw things out and have greenery where you can grow things. So we need to create one brick. And if you hover over pretty much anything, it tells you how to make it. Or you have a wiki up here again. You hover over it, it tells you how to make it. These are all the red things, are all these things that we haven't done yet. Bonfire, of course, which is what we want to do now. So you're basically taking one of these, soil in that to make a brick, and then we want to take a coal to that to make the bonfire. And I want to put the well, it tells you have to put it over here. And what we want now to do is we want to, because this guy's basically doing this, which is fine. I'm actually going to steal a couple fire from this just to get this going, because guess what? Now we have another bot. So what I want to do is I want to make more coal bricks, and this is going to turn into something else, by the way. bib the ugly, woe the clumsy. So one cool thing about this game is you can click on this guy, you can copy the entire program to this guy. And you may say, okay, that sounds good, but there's always a but. So we're going to actually click on this one. It's going to go to here. This one's going to go to here. So you have, when you click on this, you see the solid lines. That's the heated area, and the dotted lines are basically the edge of the heat, I guess. So if you click on this, you see that this is a greenery area. This outside will not be. So what I want to do is, we already pre-programmed this guy to do the exact same thing as this guy is doing, but we don't want that. We want him to drop to this one, and you basically change it, and then you hit execute program, and then you let it do its thing. And now it's going to automatically do the same thing that this one is doing, but it's going to be dumping it into here, which is exactly what you want. And now what you could also do, which I think is what they wanted you to do, is basically program this guy to deliver a rock. But I mean, you literally can just do it yourself. It doesn't matter at all. Like, it just doesn't. They'll eat anything, by the way, these bots. The coal bricks are the better things right now to feed them, just because it gives a lot more power, or a lot more energy, I guess. So we're at this, and this doesn't mean anything you hover over anything, it'll tell you what it needs or whatever. Oh, I combined that by accident, and he's going to eat. Can I feed him this? I can. You can feed him virtually anything. So I guess it kind of powers them, and also kind of, I guess it heals them in a sense. I don't know if you want to look exactly like healing. Oops, healing them. We're going to do that. Give this guy, and they'll eat like as they go. So you basically just dump stuff onto them, and then they'll stop to eat. And you can see these little like plus symbols go above their head. All right, we need a couple more stone for this. And this stuff is really easy to do manually. There's no reason to automate these steps, in my opinion. Like, why? So what we're going to do is we're going to get another bot, and we're going to get at least one experience point, which is going to be a good thing. So basically upgrade point, I guess is what you call it. So some of these are very kind of, they don't make any sense to me. Like, compare this, variable this, variable this. But basically what we first want to do is we want to get eat, and we want to get energy. Basically energy allows them to charge themselves when they're at a certain level, but we have to start with eat, and we can do buy. So what we got to do, oh, do we have another one? No, we only have one. So what we got to do, right, the easiest thing to do with these guys is click on them, go into your this. So this is what was automatically put in for me, and you can move these anywhere. The lines can kind of overlap. It doesn't really matter. So you can have really complex systems in here. We're going to go here. We're going to go to drop to, and then what we're going to do in between the idle, we're actually just going to go and make something for them to eat. So the way we got to do that, if you remember, we have to collect a stone, and then we have to go and collect a coal, and then we have to combine those two, and that'll make your brick, basically. And then we're going to go to eat. And then when the eat is done, we will then go to idle. So it's going to be eating a lot, but it's okay because it'll keep them going, basically. So we're going to hit execute on that. And then what you can also do is when you go into the program, you can click on where this is, and you see how this is highlighted, and this is highlighted, and this is highlighted. And this is basically where they're picking things from. So it's very, very easy to go in here and you hit, actually I like to let it start, copy, paste, right? And then you want to go into this, let it run a second. Then you want to click on this guy, go into his, and now he's obviously has the same thing selected, which is fine, but we don't want to drop here. You have to go in and you have to switch it up to that. And then you hit execute, because now the eat program is there. And then we're just going to let them do their thing. You'll see what happens after this guy. He's going to eat now. He's going to go down here. He's going to grab a coal. He's going to combine the two, and he's going to eat. Now, they don't need to eat every time, but right now you don't have the energy bonus, so you have to let them, they kind of eat themselves. So the way you do this, again, this is another very simple way, is to get another bot going. Right now we don't really need other bots. We need to get another research point. Like I said, this stuff it makes sense to do manually, in my opinion. I don't know why you wouldn't do this stuff manually. We're getting more bots, which of course is a good thing. I'm just going to charge these guys up just to get them charged. Now you can pick stuff from these things, but they only have 5 to them. I'm not sure what the difference is. I mean, this is like a stone. You can't move these unless you harvest 3,000 of them. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we need to get iron bars, which means we have to get to the iron, which means what? Which means we got to make some more fires. So this one's going to be pretty like copying a lot of this area, but which is fine as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause this again. We're going to go into this guy. We're going to copy. We're going to paste onto him. We're going to click off, and we're going to go into his program. And then basically all we're changing is the drop to. We're going to drop to here, and we're going to execute. And can I click off of this, please? There we go. Now remember, like I said, this is the playtest, so things are a little buggy. Just keep that in mind, that things are a little buggy. If you encounter a bug, the best thing is just go in and you hit exit, and when you come back, you can then continue your game where you left off. So what we need to do is we need to get some iron, and the way you do it is you combine the two, or sorry, you combine one of them with fire, and that gives you, well, I guess it gives you iron, it gives you steel. And again, do this manually. There's no reason to do this, you know, not manually. In my opinion, there's no reason to not do it manually. We have 3 done already, and then this is going to be number 5, 4 done already, and this is 5. Okay, this one's still down here, good to go. So we have storage bots or storage bins. We're going to put them up here. They're irrelevant where you put them, and we did get another point. So the best one we're going to go to low battery, and that's the best one in my opinion to get. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into pause again. We're going to bring all these guys down to here. All right. And all we're going to do is we're going to go into this guy. We're going to go into his program. And so what we're going to do, instead of having them eat all the time, what you're going to do is you basically go into here. You have this, you have this still set up, but instead of having drop 2, after drop 2, you're going to do an energy check. And right now the energy check is at 10%. So we're going to connect it. If it's okay, we're going to go back to idle. If it's low, we're going to go up here and eat. So basically, instead of eating every single time, it's when the energy gets below 10%, they're going to eat. That's all you got to do. And we're just going to execute the program, and we're going to run it. This guy is dropping to where? He's dropping to here. Okay. So drop to here. You got to make sure you don't over click that, and then you can click out of this. So this guy is dropping to here. So what we're going to do, instead of redoing the whole thing again, we're going to copy and we're going to paste, right? And all we got to do is click on this guy, go into his thing, and we're going to drop him to here. Okay, fair enough. And then we're going to go to this guy. We're going to copy this guy, copy, paste. We're going to go into this guy, into here, drop to here. And then we're going to execute. Execute. Now, what that means is now we've copy pasted, so everything's gonna look the same. It doesn't matter if these are out of line, it doesn't matter. But the energy check is the best part. Because why? Because they're only going to eat when they have to eat, which means they're going to keep moving and moving and moving faster, and that's exactly what we kind of want. But one thing I do want to do, I got to figure out who's delivering to this one. Now you don't know. I think it's this guy actually. I just want to watch him to see if he's delivering to over here. If he is, what we're going to do is we're going to pause him. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on him. We're just going to pause. We're going to pause him. You can only pause him during the game. So we're going to pause him. We're going to let this fire burn out because I don't want to put the fire here. I want to put it closer to here. And the reason why is because we need to get down into here, this area down here, to unlock. Actually, I want to get rid of these things as well. This has one left. I want to put this here. So all we got to do really is take this one down to here, down to here, down to here, because we need to unlock this. So all we got to do is go into his programming instead of and change it from this to here, and then execute. And that's all you got to do. And then he's now going to be running. When this runs out, it's just going to empty, and that's fine. These are all on hot. This is on medium, which is fine. So if you have them within, I think if you have them with overlapping their areas, they tend to burn hotter. This guy's going to burn out, which is perfectly fine. And then these iron is fine. So we have 2 down here that aren't really doing anything. That one's going to burn out, which is perfectly fine for us. It doesn't matter. We have an extra one here again, which doesn't matter right now. We do have to start working our way towards I'm not really sure where we actually have to go. I'd probably say up to this way maybe, because eventually we have to get to the ice. So I think we can probably put one up here just for now, because we can access tons of stone, tons of iron, tons of coal, and that's basically all we need for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to just pause it. We're going to copy this guy, paste him here, click off. We're going to go into here, go into his program, remember, and then we're going to drop him to here. And then we're going to execute the program. And that's all we're going to do. But we're going to steal a couple from this guy now to get this going while it's waiting. This guy should be up and running. Okay, so that's good. Now we have to craft a steel plate. So that's steel and steel, which basically is steel and steel and steel. There you go, steel plate. That's all you got to do. But we need 7 of them. So could we automate all of this? Of course we could. But is there, in my opinion, is there a reason to automate it? I don't think so. To me, there's not. So all we're going to do down here is I'm going to drag all this down. We need 7. So we're going to need a bunch more of these. I want to get used up these pieces because they're kind of just boring. That to this to this. Like, we're going to have tons of fire. Like, I'm not worried at all. We just got a new fire right there. This one has 2 left. I'm going to take some from over here. This one has 20. Combine, combine, combine. And then we just kind of dump these into here. Like, remember, your bots will eat anything. So you got to be careful where you're kind of dumping things. You don't want to go too crazy with that. We have 4, 5, 6, and then this is going to be our 7th one. Oh, there's a fire laying there for some reason. Don't know why. I think I put it there by accident. All right, this one's still... So this one obviously is going to get more because it's closer. It's just the way it works. Does it matter? Absolutely not. As long as the bot is quick enough to replenish 1. Now, because what we could probably happen is this one bot could probably take care of 2 of them, right? But for now, we can just let them do their thing. Actually, you know what? What we could do, because we're going to need more bots eventually, is we're going to need someone making sand. Now, sand's a big deal. So what we can do is, did we actually gain another one? We did. So to me, what's nice is to go into compare. It's confusing me. Empty is a good one, because what happens is if you have it going and picking up something that just says pick from, as soon as because you select the area, not the storage bin. And that's the problem I find, because the reason why is because if it gets to the last thing, it'll pick the storage bin up. And you don't want to pick the storage bin up because it's a pickable, like it's a carryable item. And that's going to be a bad time. So you don't want to actually do that. What we do want to do is, I don't think we need 4 of these guys. This guy's going to run out of power soon, isn't he? Oh, he's at 29%. So I think what we're going to do actually is we're going to just do a bit of a reshuffle here. We're going to take this guy down here, this guy down here. They're going to be stopping and stopping as well. And they're just going to just be done here. I can have him reset his program, which basically means he'll drop this. So what that does mean is we're going to go into these guys and we're going to change their programming around a little bit. So what we're going to do is we got to move basically all of this over here. Again, you have like almost an infinite area, I guess, in a sense, to push this all over here. Because what we want to do, we're going to close this one off. Instead of having this guy do these 2, they're so close, you want to have him doing a far one and a close one. That way it keeps it somewhat even. But the unfortunate thing is you can't just like redo this whole thing. Like you have to, you have to redo the whole thing. Find pick, and then we're going to combine, and then we're going to find pick again, and then we're going to combine, and then we're going to drop 2, and then after that we're going to go here. So what we're going to do is this guy here is going to be this close one. This one is then going to be the far one. Okay, we're going to find pick stone. Find pick stone, and then find pick this, and we're going to execute him. So, which basically means he's going to be going to this one and to this one, right? This guy, where is he? This guy here, he's going to be going to this one and this one, okay? So we can leave this one. It's going to go, actually, well, he's already programmed to that one, but I'm going to redo it anyway. Close this one off, and then we got to just, again, move all these over here. If you click on them a little bit, kind of, I don't know why sometimes you click on them and they move twice. I don't really understand, but whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to go back and basically do the same thing we had before. I don't know what that means, so we're going to not do anything with it. Find pick, combine, find pick, right? Combine, and then from this combine, we're then going to go to drop 2. So far, this one's going to this one. We also want it to then go to... Oopsies, what just happened there? What happened to my programming? That's weird. Okay, so that was unfortunate. So this one's going to drop to here. And then this one is also going to drop to here. Okay, so we got to do the find picks. Again, it'd be nice if you could copy paste. Now there are, later on in the game, you get different things that do kind of let you kind of copy paste, and we have to drop this guy to there, and then we're going to execute, reset, and execute. I always like to reset when you reset something, because if not, if it has two things in its hand, it'll end up kind of messing up. So there we go. So we basically have two of them taking care of four, which is a good thing for us. We now have to make glass. So glass is a bit trickier. Basically, you take two of these, or sorry, you take a fire to make sand, and then you take fire again to make glass. Pretty simple. We will need a lot of glass eventually. I'm going to do this manually. That way I just have it done. And what we'll do is we'll put glass up in here. So what we'll do with this guy, he has a program. Okay, he has this program. So what we want to do is we're going to move this all the way over here. And you got to move it slowly sometimes, or you end up getting screwed up. Move the energy all the way over here. It'd be nice if we could like reprogram this, but we can't. So what we got to do here actually is we can find and pick dirt, and then what we're going to do is, or excuse me, we have to make the fire first. Okay, combining this, and we're not going to drop this anywhere. What we're going to do is we're going to make the fire, and then what we're going to do is we are going to then find and pick. Oh, I don't want that like that. We're going to find and pick dirt, and then we're going to then combine those two, which will make the sand, and then we're going to then do this whole thing again. Trust me, it's a bit confusing. Find, pick, combine. So we'll do a stone. But the problem is it can't do this because it already will have something in its hand. So what we got to do basically is we have to then put in a drop to. And the drop to is going to then drop to an arbitrary location, which is going to be right here. It doesn't matter where it is. Then we're going to go back to find, pick, combine. And then we're going to find, pick again, this, and then we're going to combine. And then we're going to pick. Actually, we don't even have to do it. We don't have, well, yeah, we'll do a pick from, let's see, this location. Oh, is there. Okay, I have to, like, I hate when it does that, by the way. So this is going to be here, and we're going to find and pick from this location. And then we're going to combine those two. And then we're going to drop this to here. Then we're going to do the energy check. Reset, go. So let's see if this guy makes glass. So he first has to make the fire. We'll make the spark. Then he's going to come down here. It's going to be Bib the Ugly. He's going to grab a coal, make fire. Then, oh, it's this guy. Then from the fire, we're going to grab this, make sand. From the sand, we're going to dump the sand right here. Then he's going to go and do the same thing again. You may say, why don't you just have someone collecting and making fire? The problem is it'll collect fire from everywhere. And if you collect it from here, when it runs out, it's going to have a bad time. So we have that. Going to combine those two. Boom. And glass. So is it very efficient? No. But does it work? Yes. And I think simplicity is the goal here for me, at least for right now. It's very simple. So we have 6, 4, 26. We need to spread some of this out. We have so many. And you may say, why don't you just let the bots take it from the fires? Which you could very much do that. But the problem with some of the way the programming is that some of these were very confusing to me. You can drop things to a storage, right? So if we just click on this, there is no, it says here, you know, with specified type of elements, but there is no like that. It's just find and drop, which is, it doesn't make any sense. You eat, combine, okay, drop to is find, pick from, but the problem with picking from is when it runs out, you have a problem. Now, if you're just doing everything in one little area, it won't go and find fire elsewhere. But the problem, I guess the other way you could do it is if you'd have it going to a point and picking it. And this is just, this does, I don't know what this is supposed to do. Oh, it's a connector. Okay, never mind, it doesn't do anything. So until you get more advanced things, we actually have one more sand here. We can't, actually, we do have one. So what we want to do is we have to then go to compare. Now, compare the objects carried by CraftoMate with an object on the map. It follows one of two branches depending on the result. So we're going to hit buy. And then the next one we want to do is empty. When we get to the empty one, we're going to go in here and let's just, these are our kind of, we're going to figure out, we're going to go compare. Okay. So compare left equal. But what does that even mean? Compare right. Compares the object carried by CraftoMate and performs one. Oh, this is their hand. So if the right hand is one of two branches, depending on the result of the comparison. So I don't, but this doesn't make any sense. So if the left, what? If it's equal, see, that doesn't make, to me, this makes no sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. We need the one that's in here. It's going to be the empty one. Tell the mate to check whether the selected tile, storage, bonfire, etc. contains stored objects. If a storage holds an object, the program will proceed by the upper exit. If it's empty, the program will follow the lower exit. And that's exactly what we want. So that way what we can do is we can have a bot making fire, putting fire into here. We can have a bot collecting iron, putting iron into here. And we can really expand our storages. We basically have one bot collecting this, 2, 3, and then, you know, then we have one bot making fire, we have one bot making iron, and then, but it's always checking the storage units, and that's what we have to do. Because if you're not checking the storage units, you're gonna have a bad time. All right, we're gonna get all these dumped in. How many do we need? We're at 6 already. Yeah, I mean, the programs are working, obviously. They're at 25%. Yep, we're doing fine on time. 10, 8, 15, and 20. So they still have a bit more because, well, I don't know why. They just do. But one can easily supply 2 of these. We have another one of these. How do we need? 8. So I could probably do some of this myself. Yeah, because it's basically going like this, and like this again. I just want to get this last one done so we get our next point. All right, we have tons of Craftomates now. Now we're getting into more complicated things. So we're going to go in here. We're going to buy the is empty. And now what I want to do is, ooh, there's another one. Check on plant. Ooh, interesting. We have no plants right now. So what I want to do is I want to come down here. These are like my test ones. So what I want to do is I want to go to is empty. So if it's full, meaning if there's something in it, it proceeds to pick from it. If it's empty, it'll go to idle. And basically the idle will make it just wait, basically. Or you could have it, yeah, there is no other ones. It'll just, if there's a program upon idle, it will be executed, returns to its idle state. There is no, like, wait a certain amount of time, right? So what we can do now is we need to make some of these, basically. So we make storage units by what? It's going to be something expensive. A plate and glass. So that's actually okay. We can make plates. I'm going to go here, and we're going to go here, make a plate, and then we're going to make a glass. So because what we want to start doing, we'll put our organization, or our, you know, whatever you want to call them, down here. Our storage areas combined. Because I wish you can't, like, you just pick them up and move them. Right button, left button, the middle button doesn't do anything. Because we want to start setting up storage for certain items down here. And all we're going to be doing is, we want to make a bunch more of these, by the way. So I want to, oops, get this here, because we need 2. How many do we have? We have 8. And then we're going to take a glass. Because I want to have, we can start the programming now, basically. So what I want to do is, I'll just redo a program here. There's no point to, I'm just going to leave that one alone. Is we can just, this is going to be very simple. We're going to do find and pick, drop 2, and we're going to drop, this is going to be the coal. This is going to be obviously coal as well, and this is obviously going to be coal as well. So that's all that's going to do, is then going to do an energy check. If the energy is okay, it'll go to idle. We can put just down here. If it's not okay, we'll find and pick, which this is where we should actually just have someone right now making the carbon to eat. So I think we're just going to do that. Oh, shoot, is this messed up? No. So I think we're just going to do this. And what we can do actually is have the carbon is basically just combining this and this together. So what we can do if the energy is low, we can, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a compare. We're going to compare. So, how do we get this one back? I don't want that. I want to get rid of it. Some of them are wonky. So if the energy is low, it's going to compare, and it's going to compare if this, not compare. No, it's not. Sorry, it's not compare. No, not compare. It is, which is the one I want, is empty, right? So if energy is low, it's going to compare if it's empty. If it's full, if this is empty, right? If it's full, it's going to pick from this, and it's going to eat. And after eat, it's going to go to idle. If it's empty, it's just going to go back to idle. And which will means it'll go back to here again. So that means we have to get someone going on making that, which, you know, is not very hard to do at all. So we're actually going to copy, or we're going to hit start. We're going to copy this to this one. I'm going to click off of this guy. You're going to go into here. We're going to pause it right now because we're going to find and pick. We're not going to find and pick these. What I want to do is we're going to find and pick this. And then we're going to get rid of that. We're going to combine, okay? And then after we combine, we're going to drop this to this one. And then it's going to then go to energy level check. If the energy okay, it's going to go back to idle, which will go back to here. If it's low, it'll check to see if this one is full. If it is, it'll pick it up. Those are exactly the same thing. That's not right. Hold on. It's going to drop the coal. No, it's not dropping the coal. It's dropping this to here. And this is going to then... Oh, yeah, no, I'm right. Sorry. They are the same. It's 17.4. Okay, excuse me. Reset, start. Let's just see what it does. It's going to pick it up. We're going to pick one up here, combine them, and then it's going to go to here. It's going to drop it here. It's going to do its energy check. Energy is fine, so it goes right back to idle. So that's exactly what we wanted to do. Exactly what we wanted to do. But what that does mean is we have to go into every one of these. We're just gonna have this guy making glass because why not? We're gonna need glass eventually to make the plates, to make the magnets, etc., etc., etc. So we're gonna go into all of them, and this one is very, very busy, very busy. So what we're gonna do though is if the energy level, we're gonna get rid of basically all of these, if it will let me get rid of that. You have to make sure the thing pops up. We don't need to combine, and we're gonna go this. So if the energy level is okay, it'll go to idle. If the energy level is low, it will pick from this one, and then it will eat, and then it will go to idle. So we're gonna clear it, execute it. So it's gonna still make glass for me, and then when it's done, it's gonna then check to see. It's going to drop it, and then it's going to check the energy. If the energy is okay, it'll go at idle. If it's low, it'll go and eat here, pick up, and eat, and then it'll go back to idle. Pretty simple, right? This one is the next one. We're going to do the same type of thing. If the energy is low, this is going to go away. Make sure the thing pops up here. We're going to then, we're just getting rid of these. We're going to go and we're going to then compare. Not compare. No. It's not compare. Is not the right one. No, excuse me. Come on, please. Don't glitch out on me again. Okay. What we're going to do is we're not going to compare. We're going to go to is empty. And basically if this is empty, if it's full, then we're going to eat. If it's empty, then we're going to go back to idle state. And then if the energy is okay, so actually, I think I actually messed one of those up. If it's low, we're then going to check to see if there's something in here. If it's not, we're then going to go, and if it's empty, we're going to idle. So I think that's where I think one of these other ones I got to go check because I think I messed one of them up. Nope, this one I haven't. No, this one's fine. Energy is low. We're going to pick from. Oh, right. Right. I forgot to put in the empty thing. If it's low, we're going to check to see if it's full. We can pick it and eat it. If it's empty, we're going to go back to idle. And basically, we're going and checking that. Right. Okay. Reset. Go. So I'm basically going to go to all of these and check to make sure they're all set up good. They are. This one's good. This one should be set up. We're actually going to, yeah, so we have this energy okay logo. Yeah, because idle should have 3 things to it. This one's fine. This one's fine. These ones aren't doing anything right now. They're down here. This one, let's check his. If the energy, yeah, again, we're going to get rid of this one. Basically go here. You got to wait for the trash to pop up, and then you're fine. So what we're going to do is then we're going to go into check is empty. Right? So we're going to go here, and what is empty? We're going to check to see if this is empty. If this is empty, we're just going to go to idle. If it's not empty, we're going to eat, basically. Oh no, I don't think you can't do it like that. I think what you do, if it's full, yeah, that's wrong then. If it's full, we're going to pick from this, and then we're going to eat. That's how you got to do it, okay? Because you can't just, you just want to compare it, and you don't want to go eat yet. Okay, that's good. All right, this one's done. Let's go back and change these couple more because we have a couple of them. If it's, yeah, we'll see. If it's full, we're going to pick from This one. Oh no, that's not right then. If it's full, we're gonna, okay, that one, okay, sorry, I did that one already. Whoopsies. Oh, okay, never mind. If that one's full, we're gonna pick and eat. Okay, I'm not sure what I did there. Is it this one that I have to redo then? One of these, this one. If it's empty, no, okay. Yeah, we have 3 going to idle, pick from, and then eat. It can be very confusing. In this one, we're gonna do pick from. If it's full, pick from, eat. If it's empty, we're gonna go back to idle. Okay. Then we got this one. This is the next one, I think. Okay. No, this one's fine too. Okay, yeah, because if it's full, we're gonna pick from it and we're gonna eat it. That should be fine. I think this is the next one we have to then check on. Okay. Yes, here. If it's full, we're gonna pick from here. I wonder if you can just type in coordinates. I bet you could. We're gonna eat, and then if it's empty, we're gonna go to idle and we're gonna hit go. Now, everybody should be good to go now. It's very kind of like, confusing sometimes with how its stuff works. But I think it's going to be fine. And I think what we're going to do, there's a fire here because we had to get rid of it. So as long as you want to always check your fires, you want to always have stuff in these, like, tons of stuff in these. So I think we're doing quite well here. Honestly, I think we're doing, well, perfectly fine. We're just going to make another one just to get it made. So we're making glass, which is good. We have this storage is fine. This one is basically, what happened to this guy? Let's see why he's stuck. He's stuck. Why? Because we have to reset him. Because if you interrupt something in the middle of it, it'll have bad time, basically. So he's going to do this, and then he's going to drop it in here. Oh, that's the why. That's his problem. Because when you do these things, you have to do drop twice, which is very annoying, honestly. You have to drop this to this one because you have to drop twice because they have 2 things in their hand. If you don't drop twice, then you have a problem because it'll want to drop one and then it'll automatically pick it up. So we're gonna oh, hold on, let's reset you and then play. Okay, it's gonna pick that one up, and now I think I might actually have to redo it because it's going to pick the same one up again, right? So this is where it gets tricky, somewhat. We don't want to do find and pick. We want to do pick from. And this is what annoys me with this part, like with this game. Well, I guess just annoys me because of how it works. Is we want to have it, we have to have it picking from a certain location. We're going to have picking from here, and we're going to have it picking from here. Now we can just do a double drop, and we're going to hit reset and play. Now, instead of just picking it from anywhere, it's going to pick it from where it's supposed to. Drop 1, switch hands, drop 2, and then it's going to go back and pick from here and pick from here. Now, it's fine if the other ones are picking from this, because that's the whole point of all this. It's finding the coal wherever it's closest. This guy's making these. Okay, these are all working out, except, guess what? This guy is out of power. I'm not sure what happened there. Does he not have a power sequence in here? If his energy is okay, go. If his energy is low, if it's full, he'll pick from. Okay, so I guess he just didn't get the memo. So I'm just gonna feed him a little bit. This one is at 14%, 13%. I want to see what this guy does. I want to just watch his programming, because when he hits 10%, where is it at? It's gonna go 15%. So he should be eating. I just want to watch to see what he does. We're here. Find pick. Nope. Combine them. Drop to here. Okay. And then he's going to go find pick. Oh, he's going to do it twice. Okay. Spark. Find pick. Coal. Combine. Drop. And now he should do the energy check. And he should then go dropping 2. And then he should go... Ooh, interesting. So why is he not... So he's at 11%. Oh, is it 10%? Isn't it 10%? It's at 10%. Sorry. Let's just watch. This is a different guy. Does it tell you his percentage? I want to see someone go and eat from this, by the way. Let me just pause it. He's at 7%. He's going to go and he's going to eat. Okay. It's 10%. I thought for some reason it was 15%, but it's not. So I think we're good to go here, guys. What we're going to do is we're actually going to stop the episode here. We will continue on this series and see how far we can get. I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider leaving me a like as well as a comment. Much appreciated. It's a bit of a learning curve because a lot of the commands don't make any sense to me. I'm not a programmer. Like if you're like a computer programmer or something like that, you probably understand a lot of these commands more than me. But to me, it's like, try it out. As long as you keep your fires lit and going, you can move at a slower pace. That's basically how I look at it. All right, guys, hit that subscribe button, tick the bell notification icon, and as always, I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care now.